Welcome to this week's episode. Today we head back to the Big Easy to talk with the Sly Fox Diva Detective, Brianne Joseph. Brianne gives us an update from New Orleans and Baton Rouge. This week's topic is master marketing and brand recognition. Brianne gives some tips on how to get your firm recognized and how to generate interest in your firm. She is offering a free webinar class on July 12th. Stick around for the details. This episode is brought to you by Crosstracks Case Management Software. Crosstracks now offers CTX Vision, a fully integrated video conferencing platform built into Crosstracks. The videos you host go directly into your video tab. Crosstracks also integrates with programs you already use like QuickBooks, DelphPoint, ScopeNow, Investigation Video Editor, Word, and more. The integrations combined with powerful features such as automated audio transcription and report generation help investigators generate revenue and improve efficiency. The system can be customized for any investigative specialty. Start your free trial today at crosstracks.co and use promo code PIP20. Hey, the next issue of PI Magazine is hot off the presses. Make sure you visit PIMagazine.com for all the details. Check out Matt's column on Podcasting 101 and PI Perspectives. Now let's welcome the Diva Detective and our host, Private Investigator Matt Spare.
Welcome everybody to the next episode of PI Perspectives. This is your host, Matt Spare. Well, we've got one of our veterans coming back. We have reached back out to the Diva Detective, Sly Fox herself, Miss Brianne Joseph. If you recall, the last time we had her on, she was talking about a marketing project, a class, a master class that she was putting together, and it's ready to go to market. So Brianne had reached out to me, and I said, hey, come back on the program. Let's discuss and let's talk about it. So I want to welcome Brianne Joseph back to the show. Brianne, how are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so good to have you back. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. It must have been like at least a week or so since we talked.
At least a week. You know?
Yeah. I always got to keep track of what's going on down in New Orleans because I feel like that's the barometer for the rest of the country. So tell me what's going on down there.
Well, that's true. So that's true. So, yeah. No, I mean, it's always good to connect with you. I admire what you do. And so I'm just grateful for the opportunity to share this time again with you.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. So tell me, what have you been up to?
Oh, man, just, continuing to push forward through these crazy times we're in right now,
Right.
Yeah, just keeping everything afloat and keeping everything going. I know with COVID and businesses have been crazy, slowing down here and there. Everybody's just been trying to keep it moving,
Right. So how did you pivot? What were you doing during the downtime to keep you guys running?
Well, for one of our agents actually was diagnosed with the virus at one point. So we had a scare,
right,
early on with all of that. So luckily she made out well with it. She recovered and that was a blessing for us for one. So we're very happy about that. But just from, a business standpoint, we did experience a little bit of a slowdown. I just think it was more so of a lot of, confusion on the part of us a little bit and our clients. Like nobody for a while didn't know what to do in the situation. You know what I mean? We were just kind of like, okay, so do we just stop working or, you know what I mean? What's going on? It was a lot of confusion, I think, initially.
Yeah. How do you do surveillance when everyone's wearing masks and you're trying to positively identify your subject? It's probably the biggest challenge. Right.
And then there were the stay-at-home orders that we were like trying to navigate through. Okay, do we go? Do we stay?
Right.
What is the governor actually telling us? Does it apply to us? Does it not? So I think just the industry in general had so many questions about that. There was just so much uncertainty in the beginning until we were able to kind of navigate, our way through everything. But I tell you, once in Louisiana, once they started with the phases, phase one opening up and things like that, like we were just ready to go. We were just stir crazy and we just were ready to work and get out there.
Right. Have you seen a resurgence in the numbers in New Orleans? Is it like Florida and Texas, or have you guys pretty much stayed leveled off?
Yeah, actually more so, I think right now in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge definitely has a spike, and we were We're actually just told that I think we're not even opening. I think we were like in phase 3 or something, but they're like prolonging it because of the spike. My daughter, her cheer school that she was attending, they just started back again, after everything opened up, they started back. We started bringing her to practices, and they had the social distancing measures in place. They were doing small groups. Everybody was wearing a mask and everything. Next thing we know, we get a text saying, sorry to let y'all know, but 2 of our coaches have caught the virus, so we got to close back down. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, we're definitely seeing a spike in this area. And so they've closed the gym, and places are really, really reluctant right now.
How are the courts over there? Are they open and running, or are they still kind of shut down?
No, for the most part, they're open. We have one of our agents attending a court hearing in New Orleans tomorrow, actually, for 9 a.m. So it's a case that we've been working for a while and following, and she's going to be there in court tomorrow. So they're open.
That's good. Let me ask you a question then. So are you able to sit down and eat barbecue shrimp, or do you have to get it to go?
Well, you and your questions about my eating habits.
I love your eating habits down in New Orleans.
Oh my God. Clearly. Jesus. Okay. So I've had barbecue shrimp. No. Yeah, I get my stuff to go now. I don't go in the restaurant.
Don't answer that question. I'm just wasting time here.
I'm so mad about that because I would give anything to go to a restaurant with my friends and get drinks and just have just a normal social gathering.
Sure.
I miss that. I think everybody does at this point.
Yeah, if anyone follows you on Facebook, it was like your birthday recently, and then you were very low key this year, right?
Oh my God.
For your standards, anyways.
Man, look, my friends, we did something. We just did something on a small scale. We really wanted to travel. Before all of this, we had plans. We wanted to plan a trip and things like that, but obviously that didn't pan out. So we just did something really low key, and it was fun. So I still enjoyed it.
So tell me a little bit about what happened this weekend. You had a staff meeting or training thing going on, and you had some call-in guests, right? PI Magazine had reached in. Tell me a little bit about that. What was that about?
Oh, yeah, that was the coolest thing. Yeah, so I had, just from everything that's happened this year, I just wanted to have a powwow with my team and just get everybody on the same page with the way things are and what's going on, and just take the opportunity to have a training with them as well, just to start off on the right foot. So this past Saturday, I had an all-day meeting with them. I had an all-day training. It was one of our girls' birthday, and we got a cake for her, and we ordered fajitas, her favorite food. So it was a staff meeting / training / birthday party. But, we get a lot of our stuff from PI gear, and to show their appreciation, the good folks over there, Jim and Nicole, they offered to sponsor the cake for our meeting.
Wow.
So yeah, so they bought the cake for our birthday girl, and they called in during the meeting, and we had an opportunity for everybody to just personally thank them, and it was really great. It was really cool. They are the best. I love Jim and Nicole. They're really amazing people, and they have some really amazing products. So if anybody needs PI gear, definitely go to PI gear
right.
and get what you need to get, because they have some really great things over there.
And you have an article coming out in their next issue, right?
I do. I have an article. I'm actually working on that article this evening.
I'm glad to see you did the more important thing first.
Oh yeah, I had to get this out the way,
Sure.
But yeah, I'm working on that. I've got it. I got an email the other day. Hey Bree, where's the article? I'm like, oh my God, okay, it's coming. So yeah, I'm working on it tonight. Hopefully I'll get it out tonight, and it should be in the next July issue of PI Magazine, which is their surveillance issue. So it should be really cool.
Yeah, well, speaking of surveillance, you and I were talking probably about 2 weeks ago, and it was the funniest thing because I like to check in with you, and you're on my short list of people around the country to call and check in and see what's going on. And you were out on surveillance, and you were struggling, right? You had a target that was giving you the runaround, and it was cracking me up. So tell me about what happened and how that worked out.
Oh my God, that woman is a thorn in my side. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, this woman we've been trying to get, and I was telling you, she is so elusive, and she's just she's an older lady, and in my mind, she shouldn't be this elusive.
Right.
So it's like driving me crazy because she doesn't drive, but she's active. And so she's taken these Uber rides everywhere. And then she's just super unpredictable. And,
Right.
you know, I think you called to check on me in the middle of one of my moments of.
I did. It was very uncharacteristic. Yeah. I've never heard you so defeated before. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here?
I was just so like over it. I'm like, oh my God, this woman. Yeah. But luckily, you know, we did have some luck on her. We did get some stuff on her. We're still working her, but
Right.
you know, we're gonna get more than what we got. But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you get those cases that just drive you nuts. She's definitely one of them. But
Right.
she
What
drove me
happens?
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
does.
there are many challenges these days, and you know, we're getting a lot of surveillance check-ins on like marital cases or cohabitation with sharing kids, and
Oh yeah.
you know, COVID, right? So the one parent is not supposed to have parties or people over, but they're having parties and being people over, and they're doing things they're not
Right.
supposed to be doing. They're taking the children out when they're not supposed to, or they're not wearing masks, and the kids aren't wearing masks. So it's like,
Right.
all right, so we've got this little ripple here of interesting, you know, hey, you got to document that now, but that's reality, right? These are things that are going on these days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have a couple of those types of cases on our calendar. We've been doing a lot of child custody stuff. We've been doing a lot of infidelity stuff as well, too.
Right.
So, you know, as soon as the economy opened up, the calls started coming in, you know, fortunately. So we've been really, really busy.
Right.
So the training that we had and the little powwow we had last weekend was right on time because everybody's just ready to roll now. So it was
That's good.
perfect timing. Yeah.
That's good. They're filled with cake and ready to go to work.
Oh, you know, any opportunity to eat cake, I'm there. So
Exactly. Exactly.
cake and crab legs, you know.
Well, we're gonna jump out and take a quick break so you can go get a fill of cake and crab legs, and we'll come back in. Well, no, seriously, we're gonna check in with the sponsors. We'll be right back, and then we're actually gonna talk about this master marketing class that you're putting together. I want to hear about it and what you're doing. I think it's a great opportunity for folks that are just getting in this business, a different angle that I think you're taking. I think it was really cool. So everybody sit tight. We're going to jump out real quick and we'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by Scope Now. Have you tried Scope Now 3.0 yet? Scope Now offers a state-of-the-art platform with the power and speed of automated intelligence. Visit scopenow.com for more details. Use code PIP20 to receive additional benefits. Check out the PI Institute of Education at piinstitute.com. Since 1989, Kelly Riddle has been teaching subjects such as surveillance, nursing home investigations, insurance fraud, domestic investigations, hidden assets, and accident scene investigations. Check out the site today and brush up on those skills.
And welcome back to PI Perspectives. This is Matt Spare. We are joined today by New Orleans' own Brianne Joseph, the Sly Fox Diva Detective. Brianne, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
I feel like I have to say all those things when I announce you.
You know, you're so funny.
It's your brand. It's your thing, right? You're the guru.
It is.
So.
It is. Sly Fox Investigations.
There you go, right? Gotta give the mention. You know, we had you on before, and we talked about marketing. Wow, I guess back in November of last year, right? Your college background is market related,
Yes.
so you have a good base of that, and you've kind of taken that knowledge and you've brought it to the investigative industry. It was how you and I initially connected, right? I saw that marketing stuff you're doing, saying I got to meet this girl because she's doing something really, really cool. So, tell me about this project that you started. How long you've been working on it, and exactly what is it?
Yeah, so I've been working on this for a while. I think I mentioned this to you like several months ago. But life happened and COVID happened and, you know, things got kind of pushed off. And so I couldn't release it when I wanted to. But the good thing about what happened with the economy, I guess the silver lining is it did give me time to kind of slow down and focus on some of the side projects that I had that I didn't have time to do previously. And this was one of them. So the masterclass, the marketing masterclass is going to be on July the 12th. You know, it's going to be a free live nationwide teleconference, show folks, you know, how to get publicity for their brand. I've had so many new investigators, come to me and ask for mentorship and want to know how I get exposure to my brand and how, I get, the publicity that I've obtained for my brand. And so I decided to do a masterclass on it. I decided to, folks would see me featured like in like the local and the national publications, and they'd always want to know like who my publicist is. They'll always ask me like, "Who's your publicist?" And I'm like, "It's me." So people are usually shocked when I tell them that I do my own marketing, my own publicity outreach and things.
Right.
But that's just the thing. You don't need to have like. I have a marketing background, but I don't have like any formal qualifications or anything like that. And I was still able to get the amount of exposure that I have. And, and that's what my marketing class is about. You don't have to have an expensive publicist or this big background to do it, because I didn't have any of those things or inside connections. I didn't have any of those things when I first came in. And I was still able to get the television spots and to get on the local publications and the national publications. And that stuff is important, when you have a private investigation agency. I know when we talked before, I mentioned, folks kind of sometimes shy away from publicity and private investigation, and under the notion that
it's true,
investigators, they shouldn't be seen.
Right. Yep.
They shouldn't be seen.
Or live in the shadows.
Or live in the shadows. Yeah. And I think that's true as it pertains to the subject of your investigation. They should not know you're there.
Right.
That's true for that. But when you have a brand and you're trying to make money, one thing is true. Nobody's going to hire you if they don't know you exist.
That is correct.
Nobody's going to hire you if they don't know anything about you. And so finding publicity for your brand and for your private investigation agency is extremely important to your success in this industry, because, it's very simple. Media exposure, it gives you instant credibility, gives you authority. It gives you a whole lot of things that you can leverage to your advantage to get those repeat clients that we all are looking for.
Right.
So the course is live. It's nationwide. It's going to be on July 12th. On our website, we have a website. It's sixfigureinvestigatormarketing.com. You go to that website and you register for it. Once you register, you'll get an access code for the call. And I just encourage everybody to register. Space is very limited. We only have so many spaces available on the call.
Right.
So if you're serious about growing your brand, this is really not a class that you want to miss.
Yeah, I think it's probably something there for everybody, right? Whether you're just starting off or whether you've been in business for a bit, and maybe you've hit a plateau and you're looking to grow your business a little bit further. I'm sure there's practices in there that you may not even realize that you can do to take it to the next level.
Yeah, and I can tell you who it's for. It's for people who are new to the field of private investigation and they want guidance on the right way to market yourself in preparation for owning an agency. Right. Because, there are a lot of new people in this industry that are learning, how to be agency owners, even though they're not agency owners, because they're coming in with the intention of owning their own business.
Right.
So, it's for individuals who are new to the field, who intend to own a private investigation agency and want to get the right publicity for their brand when they're ready to do that. It's for people who just don't have a clue of where to start when they're trying to create or monetize their brand. Some people just don't know how to do it. It's for those folks. It's for people who's really good at what they do, but nobody knows you're there.
Right.
It's for those folks. It's for people who are having a hard time securing paying clients, because one thing about publicity, you can get paying clients by positioning yourself with the right publicity. So it's for folks who just want to increase their sales and grow their client base, who may be overwhelmed as an investigator, and they're just looking for maybe just some clear, solid marketing strategies. That's what it's for, and that's what it's designed to do. And I know when I first started out, there were a lot of folks who were teaching marketing, and there were a lot of folks out there who taught that you needed to market. Like they would tell you, okay, you need to market yourself. and you need to do this, that, and the third. But I find that what was missing for me back then was the how to. Like, I knew that I needed to market, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the blueprint. So that's what I did. That's what I tailored this live teleconference to be. It's great that you know that you have to market, but if you don't know how to do it, then you're still stuck. And so that's how I intentionally created the class to show how to get these things done.
Yeah, I think especially like if you're an introvert and you want to be the investigator that just does the work, maybe you have challenges trying to drum up business because you hate making those phone calls. I mean, that was me, initially when I started my business. Just give me the work and I'll do it. I just don't want to pick up a phone and call anybody, right?
A lot of that goes to your mindset as an entrepreneur and a private investigator and a business owner. Everybody's not outspoken and outgoing and have that personality where they're comfortable being out there. So, there are steps that you can take to put yourself in the space where you're more comfortable. And that's the great thing about what I'm doing. This masterclass is the first of many. This is not the only one I'm going to do. I'm going to do classes on the publicity, branding. I'm going to do classes on just marketing and the mentality behind what goes into being able to do this. So, wherever you are in your level of expertise as far as it comes to marketing, I think you could get a lot of value for what I plan to teach you.
Yeah, I remember like last time we were chatting, we were talking about social media, right? That was the focus of what we were talking about, marketing on social media. And you said something there, it still sticks with me, and I think it's fantastic, right? Always making sure your brand is somewhere on whatever you're posting, right? If you're posting a funny meme, you got to throw your logo on there or all that, it's like making sure they know where that goodness is coming from, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's very, very important when you're marketing, putting your brand everywhere, making sure people know you're there, and knowing how to do that as well, and creating a brand and understanding how to market a brand. It's not just, creating an image and putting it on a business card. There's just so much that goes into so much psychology that goes into branding and doing it the right way that I intend to share with folks. So, well, it'll be a good time.
Yeah. I've, in my industry, right, in the network of attorneys I work with, I'm actually known as Satellite Matt. Like satellite investigation.
I wanted to tell you about that Satellite Matt I kept seeing everywhere. I forgot to mess with you about that.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of time for that later on. But yeah, that I've kind of got that going for me too. And it is interesting, and I think it's something, as investigators, it's always a challenge, of that, growing your business to have to work, but you love to do the work. So there's got to be that balance. And, we've talked about this on many different shows with many different people about the transition of going from investigator to business owner. And what I love about you and the way you run your business, I feel like you're almost a business owner first and an investigator second, because you understand, the value of bringing clients to the table, so there's work available, right? So it's like, I'm not surprised when you tell me like, yeah, we're a little downturn, but not too much during COVID, because I know you, and that's the way that you are. Like I know you're getting that business.
I know. Look, I am. And you're absolutely right. I say that all day long. And I think that's the key to a lot of the success I've experienced, is the fact that I know that I am a marketer before I'm a private investigator. Right. So, and I think once investigators kind of wrap their minds around that concept a little bit and start making these small shifts in the way that they think and operate their businesses, then, it makes a big difference in your profit at the end of the day. Right. Because, these opportunities, they come like, from the magazine stuff, I was able to be like recently on the cover of the New Orleans Gambit magazine, and from that, I've had people like in New York reach out to me for opportunities. And I don't even know how they even got the New Orleans Gambit. I guess they saw the online version or something. Right. But even more so, I'm now the surveillance consultant for VH1. And
Fantastic.
That came as a result of me marketing myself and the publicity again. So VH1, see, I never marketed to VH1.
Yeah.
I never sent anything to VH1. I never asked them to do anything. They found me and they came to me. And the only way they did that was because I was visible.
Yeah, sure. You want to talk about that project a little bit, or are we waiting on for another show on that one?
My little TV project. Yeah, it's a really cool opportunity. I can't really say a whole lot about it, but we're still working on it. I had an opportunity to shoot a pilot for a new television show with VH1. It's about infidelity, and they flew me out to Atlanta, I want to say right before all of this happened, like in February. Right. And we shot a couple episodes for it. And just as recent as this past weekend, this Sunday, I had to do some sound bites. That's the funniest thing with COVID. Like, we couldn't fly like we wanted to. So they're editing it right now, and they needed like extra sound bites or something. So they sent me the sound bites, and they mailed me a microphone, and they had me go in my closet.
It's hilarious.
I know. They had me go in my closet with the microphone and say the sound bites that they were missing. So, and I literally did that this weekend. So we're still working on it. Everything looks pretty good. You know, these things are never 100%, but from what I can tell and from what we've been doing, things are looking really good for it. So maybe it'll be a fall show.
Sure.
But you know, it's really exciting. But again, it all came to me as a result of my ability to put myself out there.
All I know is I called you one day and you were like in the middle of some surveillance run around and they're filming and all that. You're like, I'm driving around in the streets of Atlanta. I can't talk.
I know. And look, I didn't know. That's the craziest thing, because the folks they were like in a surveillance vehicle with me. And we were like driving around and everything. And, you know, they don't know anything about surveillance. So they're like learning from me, and they think I'm crazy as hell. You know, my personality, I just say what I think.
No comment.
You know, it is what it is. You know, I just say how I feel.
Satellite Matt's going to leave that one alone.
Just leave that one alone. Right. You know, just leave that one alone. But, you know, and so they were like laughing at me. And then they were like, well, you know, if this show goes forward, we're just going to have like a whole episode with you just driving around and just yelling. Because, you know, with traffic, it gets so hectic. Sure. And, you know, you just got to do what you got to do out there. And so they weren't expecting all of that, but it was fun.
Well, if you're going to do that, I strongly suggest you have your dad drive.
Oh my God, never. Oh my God, he was driving nuts.
I would watch that show.
Oh my God, no.
I know there'd be some good music.
Oh my God, no. We're just going to leave that alone.
Right. Little Marvin Gaye. It's all good.
Oh, well, if we're going to do Marvin Gaye, that might work. I love Marvin Gaye.
There we go. I love your passion for marketing and doing this. Like, I love the energy that you have. And I love that you were able to identify that there's a need for this and recognizing, like, in our industry, I think you bring out a great point. Everybody tells you need to do it, but nobody tells you how to do it, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And so that's why I said, you know what, if I do this masterclass, it's not going to be a class where I'm telling everybody what they need to do. They know that already. Everybody knows that. Everybody's been taught you need to market. You need to put yourself out there. You need to be an authority. Right. Okay, what does that mean to someone who's never done that before?
Right.
You know, what does that mean? So specifically, some of the things that I'm going to teach and show are, for one of the quickest ways private investigators can get featured in local and national publications. You know, I'll give you step-by-step instructions that you can literally implement and potentially implement and be perhaps featured in a month or so. Like, there's a lot of things that I could show you step by step how to get the publicity and give you actionable strategies. Right. See, that's the thing. I'm all about implementation. I'm all about the action behind the desire. It's the one thing to say you want to do it, but if you don't put action behind it, you know, it means nothing. So I wanted to make sure that in the class, I gave actionable strategies that folks can implement to grow their brand. And I show, you know, the actionable steps that I took to grow mine. And one of the coolest things I think that I'll show folks is how to make the reporters and the journalists come to you.
Right.
See, that's the big thing, too. You know, what steps you can take to be a media magnet, basically. And it makes it easier for you, for one, when you position yourself in a way that people come to you. So I think that would be really important to share as well. So it's a lot of great things that I'm going to talk about. again, it's going to be July 12th.
Right.
It is a publicity marketing masterclass, a free live nationwide class, and you would register, and you'll get your code to get access to it. And the website that you register at is sixfigureinvestigatormarketing.com.
That's fantastic. Right. I mean, that sounds like a great opportunity for somebody who wants to grow their business. I would say, like, a question for you. So, like, at one point when you were in business, did you realize, like, okay, I need to make this jump here and really start pushing myself and really take these things that I'm learning how to do and implement them? At what point, how long were you in business when you said, okay, now is the time to really, unleash everything and drive and go?
Well, I realized that very early on. I think like the first 6 months of me starting my agency, it was me just kind of feeling my way through everything. I didn't really have a plan per se. It was just me trying to figure out what to do. It was just me kind of feeling my way through. But not long after that, I realized, okay, everybody's doing the same thing I'm doing. I have to be different. Right. I already knew that as a marketer that was a key to success, finding what's unique about yourself and marketing that. And so once I was able to fine tune that and just create the story behind my brand and myself, that's when things started to fall in place for me. I realized that pretty soon, because when I first started marketing, we were all of my colleagues, locally, we're all doing the same thing. It's like, okay, why would someone purchase from me as a newbie when we've got these experienced investigators? So I almost felt like I was at a disadvantage as a newbie. Right. And, and that's the great thing about the masterclass that I'm teaching. My goal is really, really simple. My goal is to help investigators shorten the learning curve to success in this industry, because that's what I wanted and that's what I needed back then. Yeah. It took me so long to master the things that I'm able to do now, and I know how long that process can take for someone who's just trying to figure it out. So I figured the best thing that I could do to help, since people came to me wanting to learn and wanting to know. So I said, well, the best thing I can do is just show them the quickest way to do that, because I've already done it. You know what I mean? Right. I've already done it. So I was like, okay, well, let me just shorten the learning curve for folks and show them how to get themselves out there and make some money in this industry.
No, that's good. That's a good point. I mean, I remember when I first met you in person, we were talking about your story and how you got to where you're at and all that. And I was so impressed with just the hardships that you overcame. Having that all-female agency in a male-dominated business down south. It was impressive. Oh, yeah, it was impressive. And I was like, wow, she really... She's determined. We'll put it in that way. Oh, yeah. Right? Determined is,
we'll just say determined. Yeah, I was, because I think a part of that is just my personality. I have a very, what's the word? Fiery?
No, not true.
Fiery personality? I don't know. We'll just go with that. Right. But, I don't take no for an answer. I don't like people telling me what I can't do. I don't like people telling me what to do. That's just my personality. So, when I ran into a lot of those situations where I felt that people were telling me no and that I can't and that I couldn't, quite frankly, it just pissed me off. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to show you. And that's what I did. So it's just, it was just one of those types of situations where you just, prove to yourself, for one, more than anyone else, that you can do it, So, that's what I set out to do. And I'm just glad I was able to do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you're able to do it, right? So I think that brings a really good point we should talk about too, right? So yes, go out and market and create the buzz and all that, but also back it up by being able to do the work. Because if you can't back up what you say you can do, you're going to burn that bridge, and the word is going to get out. And that's one of the things that I found in the attorney circles, right? If you're really good, they'll praise you to all their friends about how great you are, and all their friend attorneys, and you'll spread like wildfire. But if you do something wrong, it's going to bite you in the butt, and it's suicide, right? So
yes, and then it was the funniest thing because one of our agents, she's new to the field, and so she's still learning, and she's really really good. Like she's been like kicking some serious butt with surveillance, and so she's learning and she's growing. But she does the surveillance for us, but like her passion is like I don't know, cold cases or something. Like she's interested in some other stuff that our agency doesn't necessarily like specialize in.
Okay.
So at the meeting, she was like, well, what do you think about if I was able to work those types of cases through Sly Fox, through your brand? And I was like, well, she was like, is it okay if I get cases like that and work it? And I said, well, that's not something that I'm particularly interested in or that I feel that I have enough experience in just to just say we just offer that service. I said, so have you been trained on that particular service? I said, have you taken any courses? I said, are you certified in any of this that you want to do? And she was like, no. I said, I'll tell you what. I say, if you go out and educate yourself on whatever it is you want to learn, then sure, I can help you. Maybe that's something else we can offer. But I said, it's not something that I'm immediately interested in. So if you want to do it, you need to go get some training on it.
Come on, it's a revenue stream, girl. Get with it. Get with it. You gotta make it happen.
That's the most important thing. You gotta know what you're doing. I said, I'm not putting my name on anything that I don't know about. No, ma'am.
That's true.
Ma'am.
You're not gonna be a ghost hunter or something like that.
I mean, what the hell? I was like, no, ma'am. She said, well, that makes sense. So yeah, you gotta learn first.
So I tell you what, give me the information. Give me the plug one more time of how folks can register for this thing, and then we'll wrap things down. I know you got an article to write, so we're not gonna hold you here.
Yes, I do. Okay, so the website is sixfigureinvestigatormarketing.com. Register today. Space is limited. It's a nationwide call, so we have a few spots available. If you're serious about growing your brand, this is something that you don't want to miss. Just go to the website, register. You'll get an access code for the call. Just make sure once you log in that you have a pen, you have a pad, you're ready to learn, because I have a lot to show you guys.
Yeah. So how do folks find you on social media? Because you are a good one to follow.
Oh, sure. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Sly Fox Investigations. If anybody just wants to visit our website to learn more about us, our website is www.slyfoxinvestigations.com. So you could definitely reach out to us there if you want to reach out and talk, or, through our other website, which is sixfigureinvestigatormarketing.com. So it's exciting times. I'm excited to share what I've learned and what's helped me and just be a resource for folks. So
that's great.
Let's do it.
That's great. And yeah, I do encourage folks out there that if you are interested in trying to grow your business, and I mean, now is the time. That's the other thing too. I think your timing is perfect because with COVID, there are plenty of investigators who said, you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
And there is this ability to grab a market share out there. And that's very real, right? Some of the folks that do the work that we do that may be living on a pension, that are, maybe they were doing the investigative work just to kind of kill time. And now, they don't want to do it, or, the risk of, I don't want to go to somebody's home. I don't want to be out in the field. Maybe I could get sick. So there is a great opportunity to grab a market share. So, attending this class is going to give you the tools that you need to do this, right? To go and grab it. So the opportunity is there, folks. I encourage you to go out, sign up as soon as you can, because it's going to be sold out, and you'll definitely learn some things. So, hey,
the bottom line is, without publicity, an awful thing will happen. You know what that awful thing is? Nothing.
There you go.
Nothing will happen for you if you don't have publicity. Nothing will happen for you. Nothing will happen for your company. So it's very, very important that you learn, just a skill set to put yourself out there, make yourself visible. It doesn't matter what stage or phase you're in your company, or growing your company or your brand. Right. I think it's something that most folks could take something away from.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, hey, listen, this was great. It was always a pleasure catching up with you. I think the world of you, and I think you're doing a great job. Your story and what you do is a testimony to just how hard work pays off. And you inspire me with the things that I do. So it's always, you and I have a very competitive challenge, right? We're always trying to one up one another.
We're always very competitive with each other. It's like, well, I'm writing an article. Well, I just wrote an article yesterday. It's like, okay, Matt, whatever. I'm trying to get on your level. That's my goal, at least. I admire you as well.
Well, it's never my intention to one up you. It may just happen every now and then.
Sure.
No, but seriously, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that you were able to get this done. I know it's something that's been very, very close to your heart. From the very second I met you, almost a year ago. Probably online a year ago, but just understanding who you are and what you're about and what your passions are. So please, folks, go check this out. And thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys next week on the next program. Have a good day, everyone.
So are you free on July 12th? Go check out Brianne's free class. Hurry up because space is limited. We thank Brianne for taking the time to come back on and chat with us. We also want to thank Crosstrack, Scope Now, and the PI Institute for Education for sponsoring the show. Now please, folks, check out their sites and consider using their services. Make sure you use code PIP20 for additional savings. If you got a question or comment about the show, email Matt at matthews@satellitepi.com. You can also find him on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. We'd like your feedback to bring you the best shows possible. Next week, we welcome Ohio investigator Adam Visnick from Gravitas Investigations. We'll talk about how to prepare for a deposition or testifying in court. Now have a great week, stay safe, and thanks for tuning into PI Perspectives.